So, former Cincinnati Bengals 6th overall pick, cornerback Pacman Jones, gave his insight on where he wants to see Cincinnati go with the upcoming 2023 NFL Draft. And he said it, I said it, and a lot of other people said it too. He said, we're drafting tight end. I like Darnell Washington from Georgia. Like Michael Mayer from Notre Dame. If I had to pick, I think they should go Darnell Washington. He's more of an all-around player. If both are gone, I think we'll go best player available. But we need a tight end. I actually, in my last video, when I talked about Darnell Washington, I don't know why I said he can't catch the ball. He can catch it amazingly. He can block amazingly. He can do everything you need him to do that does not involve being a vertical threat tight end. He's an all-around monster. 6'7", right tackle, tight end type combo, and he can do everything you need. The only problem with him is his route running ability, and its number 2 is going to be his vertical threat speed ability. He's not a guy who's going to go out there and, Travis Kelce his way down the field. But he's going to be able to do everything you need him to do as an unsung hero. So if we go ahead and take a look at this, right? Let's go ahead and pull up a mock draft real fast. I know we haven't done a mock draft in a while, and Tom, I'm pretty sure you're happy about that. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. Tom, it was a joke, my guy. We're all joking around here. But here's the players who could be available at the 28th overall pick for Cincinnati, right? We have Antoine Harrison. We don't really like him that much. Especially, keep in mind, with the whole recent news, and even more recent news now, as Collins spoke out yesterday, Collins will probably be back by week 1 of the season. And if Collins is back, it's going to be Collins and Jackson Carman for right tackle position. If Collins can stay healthy, then it's Collins' job. So at this moment in time, Cincinnati might just not even draft a tackle in this draft. Because you got Orlando Brown at left side. If he goes down with injury, knock on wood, then it's Jackson Carman at left tackle, who played pretty dang good in the playoffs last year. And in that right tackle, it's obviously you still have Jonah Williams at this moment in time. You have Collins, and you have Jackson Carman. So they might not take a tackle. And if they don't take a tackle in the first round in this upcoming draft, what that means is they truly do believe Collins will be back, and they believe Carman can get the job done. And what we saw so far this offseason is Carman is doing everything humanly possible to become the starting right tackle for this team. And this is why I've been so high on Carman and saying how, we got to give him a chance. We got to see what he can do because he's doing everything possible to become the starter. Not many players go out there. Obviously, everyone wants to become a starter on the team, but not everyone puts in the effort that he's putting in right now to become the starting right tackle. So I don't think they take a tackle in this draft. I don't think so. Not in the first round, at least. First 2 rounds, they won't take one. They take one at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a backup piece and probably won't ever see the starting job unless injury happens. So at this moment in time, I'm taking tackle off my board, right? So now what I'm looking at is Emmanuel Forbes. We looked at him before. I really do like him. The only problem with him is, of course, his muscle mass. He has to gain 10 or so more pounds of muscle to be at that NFL level that we like him to be at. And don't get me wrong, again, you got to keep in mind, he won't even be a starter anyway. So he does have time to develop into that and become the star you need him to be. But he's probably not going to be a day 1 starter type of guy. But you do have, Cheeto, Mike Hilton, Cam Taylor-Britt, and then obviously would be him. But if you're going to take 28th overall pick, you probably want to get a guy who's going to start day 1 and be ready to go. I do love him a lot, and again, I'm really on the fence on not taking him at 28. I would take him at 28 if he's available, in all honesty. But that's just my personal opinion. All right, Gibbs. I haven't talked about him too much because we've been talking a lot about Bijan Robinson. And again, Bijan's on the board. That's a no-brainer. We're taking him there. But Gibbs is, again, another really good player. Now, Gibbs, if we look at here, right, Gibbs is a dynamic receiving back you want in this class. He's exactly what Zach Taylor has been talking about and Duke Tobin when it comes to, what they want in a running back. They want a running back who completely complements Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is a bell cow back. You want a guy who can, number one, as our man Zach Taylor said, you want someone who can run block, pass block, and be a receiving threat out of the backfield. Both of a GM and head coach said that. So because of that, that's what Gibbs is. Now, question is, do you take him in the 28th overall pick? If you don't, he's not going to be available in the second round for you. So that is the only issue / problem at this moment in time is you either take him at the 28th overall pick or you're never going to see him again. Darnell Washington. I love this guy. I absolutely love this guy. He's not polished. He's not ready to go. Meaning, like, he's not a day one starter type of guy. He's going to have to be developed and, kind of go through a system. But it's okay. Because if you're just going to, let's say, for example, next season, Irv Smith is now your vertical threat tight end, right? Okay, well, Darnell Washington then is just going to be my, blocking tight end for right now. And then by the end of the season, we're hoping to get him to become a vertical threat tight end. Or even more of a vertical threat tight end. He still has really good hands. He can catch the football. He can line up in the red zone and be an absolute monster. 6'7", 265 frame. He's going to outbox anyone on the 1 or 2 yard line. What was the biggest problem last year on the offensive side? Scoring in the red zone. There you go. You have your scoring in the red zone now. Tell me someone's going to outbox him. He's like Jimmy Graham who can block. I love him. I absolutely love him. Other players you could take in this spot, Will McDonald, a really decent I say really decent. I don't really like him that much, I'll be honest with you. But he's a good pass rusher out of Iowa State. He's a 3-4 outside linebacker. The reason I don't like him for Cincinnati is because Cincinnati runs a 4-3. Could he change to a 4-3? It's possible, but I don't really like a guy who isn't correct for the system starting off right away. Felix is another guy who, could go here, but he's kind of a second-round pick, and he's more of a project. And there's nothing wrong with project players, but this team right now, as many of you guys pointed out down below, and it's very true, we're in a win-now scenario. We're in a Super Bowl window now. So to get someone like Felix or get someone like Will McDonald, you're getting someone who's a project for the future. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at this moment in time, you want someone who can contribute day one. That's why Forbes is kind of on a little bit of the list because he needs to, add more muscle mass. Can he do it? Absolutely. And if he 100% is committed, he can. Problem is, he knows going into this, he's going to be a third, fourth string cornerback, so he might not be as committed as we need him to be. But Mozzie Smith, another guy we really do like at the D tackle position. He's an 81.3 run defensive grade. He's a guy that, DJ Reader is 30 years old. It is what it is. DJ Reader's on his way out. Obviously, right now, sorry, let me correct myself there. He's not on his way out. He's 30 years old, right? Usually D tackles can last up to 36. Geno Atkins, former Cincinnati Bengals defensive tackle, lasted to 32. When I say he's on his way out, I mean that Cincinnati will most likely not give him a big contract. They're not going to lock him up for the next 3 or 4 seasons. At most, they'll lock him up for 3 seasons, probably 2 seasons, right? They'll probably give him a contract till he's 32 years old. At this moment in time, you want to find someone who eventually becomes his replacement. If DJ Reader was 25, 26, I'd be saying, oh my God, no, dude, you don't need anyone to replace him. But you kind of do eventually, right? Mozzie Smith could be that guy. 337 pounds, nose tackle, absolute monster nose tackle. Could be that guy for the foreseeable future. Josh Downs, this is something that they will be targeting receiver later on in the draft, probably the 5th or 6th round. They want to find Tyler Boyd's replacement, right? At the end of the day, that's what they want to do. So they probably won't target to the 5th or 6th round. But if I'm going best player available right here, right, at this moment in time, my list is Emmanuel Forbes, Darnell Washington, Gibbs, Mozzie Smith, and then I'm probably just taking one of those guys. I'm trading down. Because there's not many other players I really like at the 28th overall pick. Especially if you do trade down. I'm not saying they will, but if you do trade down, you can get a lot of these guys early seconds and get a couple extra picks with that. So, some very decent players here, don't get me wrong, in the end of the first round. But the thing about this draft and why I really do love this draft so much is this draft is not a first round draft. It's not a first round draft, okay? This draft is the draft where you want to have as many picks as possible because there's so many position groups in this draft. Edge rusher, tight end, running back. That's so amazing. It's so deep in this draft. There's so many position groups where you're like, third or fourth round, you're finding a starter day one. And that's what's so crazy about this draft is the first round is good. Don't get me wrong, these first round picks are really good. But their third, fourth round picks are amazing. And with how deep these position groups go this year, you might not want to have a 28th overall pick. You might want to trade down here to potentially... Now let's do that real fast. Just a hypothetical scenario. Let's say they trade down here to someone like, I don't know, Houston here, right? And they trade, okay, the 33rd overall... maybe not Houston. Let's say they trade down to like the Seahawks, right? They get the 37th overall pick, right? They go down to 28th. And then they give up, Seattle gives up a second here. And let's say, I don't know, let's say a fifth. Actually, is that a second or a 52 overall pick? That's a second round pick. 83 is a third round. So a second, wait, that's 2 seconds then? Well, I don't think they'll give up 2 seconds for that. Maybe a second, a third, and a fourth. Let's gotta double check this. A second, a third, and then 122 is a fourth. Okay, so a second, a third, and a fourth, right? I'm about to force this trade because they're not gonna accept this. I'm just doing this for idea purposes, okay? So there would be different trades, but let's just go ahead and do that. Well, they trade down. And again, this is why Jonah Williams is also so important, because they could trade down with a Jonah Williams trade and potentially, work something else out with that, right? They could work out Jonah Williams plus 28th overall pick. They trade down and they get 2 second-round picks, a third, a fourth, whatever, right? They could really package up a deal. But now, we're in the second round. I'm taking Darnell. See again. Gibbs, Darnell Washington. 2 players I'd take at 28, available still. I'm taking Gibbs. Second round here. Darnell went. Where do you go? Who's the team that we hate? The Packers. Makes sense. Alright, and the second round I'm taking Sam Laporta, right? I don't know why this is so buggy. Third round here. And this is Seattle's pick that we got an extra pick for, right? I'm taking Tre'Davious. I don't really like him too much. He's just too small for me. He's like 5'8". I really do like... I might go with the Purdue cornerback here. Yeah, I'm going to change up a little bit. I'm going to go with Purdue cornerback. Now, in this position, third round, right? You already got yourself a star running back, a good tight end. You got yourself a really good cornerback. Safety. Let me see what safety's available. Jordan Battle. Why not? Third round. Pretty solid player. Get that safety position figured out. Now in the fourth round, right? Now you got, linebacker Ivan. I really do like him. It's just that because we re-signed Jermaine Pratt, I don't love him as much. KJ Henry, edge rusher. Oh, he's not bad. You know what? Yeah, let's get a pass rusher. Let's work on that defensive line. Kobe Turner. Talked about him a lot, too. He's that guy, again, who now you get DJ Reader's replacement in the 4th round here. 5th round. Ooh, Josh Wiley went off the board a couple picks before us. That hurts, man. That hurts bad. You know what, then? I'm going another edge rusher. I'm working on that defensive line. Perfect that defense a lot. 6th round here. Sidney Thomas is off the board. This is where I go receiver then. Ronnie Bell, the guy that actually sent scouts. There's only one receiver they sent scouts to look at, and that was Ronnie Bell from Michigan. 7th round. I might go someone here like Muhammad. And that's where I'm going. Again, you might not see a tackle in this draft. It's very possible. Especially if Collins is healthy and ready to go. They might just say, you know what? We're not worrying about the tackle. It's very possible. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one.